Hello guys, welcome back to another Android session. Today I'm going to teach you about shared preferences in Android. This will be a lesson with 3 parts. So let's get started. First thing, I created an activity here, a new project called Share It, and I have one activity with that main XML. Let's go to the main XML now, and here instead of the text view we'll say button, like this. The next thing we'll say output, no, input, like this, and we'll make another button like this for the output. We'll call this output. And the next thing, I'll drag this up and paste it there. No, I'll keep it like here. We'll give IDs for these buttons. The first one will be input and the second one will be output, like this. And here constraint top to bottom of the second button will be the ID input, like this. And let's drag and drop these up here. And here all constraints are set, so we can apply some methods to these. We'll call this, in the first button we'll have an on click for input, and we'll make it inside the activity like this. And for the second one also we'll have an on click, and we'll say output, and we'll make this method inside our activity like this. Now we also need a text view. We'll copy this from here and paste it here, and we say text view, and the ID will be txt. And here constraint top to bottom of will be our text. We'll give some text size for this. Text size will be 40 sp, and here it will say information, like this. Actually we'll decrease the text size to 32, like this. Okay, now let's go to save this and go to the main activity, and here we learn about the shared preferences. Now in Android there are 3 types of ways to implement shared preferences. The first one is get preferences. It is used from within your activity to access activity specific preferences. And the second one is get shared preferences, which is used from within your activity or other application context to access application level preferences. And the third one is get default shared preferences, which is used on the preference manager to get shared preferences that work in concerned with Android overall preference framework. Let's see these things inside our code. So here, first thing, let's make a shared preferences. Shared preferences equal to, the first thing will be preference manager dot get default shared preferences, and we pass the context as this here. And the next thing, we say shared preferences dot editor e equals to preferences dot edit, and the next thing, we'll use the editor to add some values. Editor, we say e dot put string, and here we'll give a key for the put string. We'll call this key, and the value will be Kulesh and Sarah, no, and Jenny, like this. And we must apply this. We say e dot apply. There are actually two ways to apply them. One is apply, the other one is commit. I'll tell you about them in the upcoming videos in detail. The next thing, for the output, we'll copy this and paste it here. No, we don't need the editor now. We say string name equals preferences dot get string, and we'll provide the key, and we'll provide the default value if not found as not found. And okay, next thing, we'll declare the text view here. Text view tv equals find view by id r dot id dot text view, and we set text this tv dot set text and provide the name. Alright, now let's check this inside our application. Let's run our emulator now. Now our emulator is there. Let's press on input, and next thing, let's press on output, and we can see our value Kulesh and Jenny printed. So this is one way to do a share preferences example. This is the most basic way. Let's learn two other ways. Let's learn the next way now. We'll comment this, and here we say shared preferences equals get preferences, and here we'll give a mode private, so that the shared preferences will be available only in this activity. And here we'll say shared preferences equals to get shared preferences mode private. Now let's run this again. Let's press on input, and now let's press on output, and we get the same values in this way also. So there are three ways to do share preferences. This is the second way, and now let's learn the third way. We say shared preferences equals to get shared preferences, and we'll give a value here ABC mode private like this. So we'll copy and paste this here also. Here we say mode word readable, which are deprecated now, but we'll use it. And let's run this again. And let's press on input. No, we'll change this to mode private and run this again. Let's press on input and press on output, and we get our values like this. So the get shared preferences is the most private and secure way to access shared preferences in this way. The other two will be less secure, but this will be the most secure way to access shared preferences inside our activities. Now let's see another example for shared preferences. We'll create a new activity. We'll call this main activity 2 and press on finish. And here in the second activity, we'll make two buttons like in the previous time, actually with the text view. We'll copy this from here and paste it inside this like this, and we'll make the methods now. We'll click on the red button and press this, and for this also the red button, and create output. Now we'll learn another way to do shared preferences. Here we'll say shared preferences equals to preference manager dot get default shared preferences, and we'll pass the context to this. And after that we'll have our shared preferences dot editor called editor2, say preferences dot edit, and we use the editor to put string. We'll put string some values. First one will be ID, and the second one will be first one's ID will be ID, key will be ID, and the name will be Kulesh. And we'll apply another one, editor dot put string grade, and here the value will be 98. And the next thing we'll say editor dot apply like this, and we'll go to the output activity here, and we'll say we'll have this line copied from here and pasted here, and after that we have a map with string and a question mark called map will be equal to preferences dot get all like this. We'll have the map now, and the next thing, we'll have a for loop where map will be checked. Map dot entry, which will be string and question mark, e map dot entry set, like this. And the next thing, we'll iterate the key value pairs now. We'll make our text view tv equals to find view by id r.id.text, and inside the text view we say tv.setText and provide e.getKey. We say here key equals to e.getKey and value equal to e.getValue. And now let's run this and check the outputs. This is another example for shared preferences. We press on input and press on output, and we get our values. Key equals grade and value 98. Actually, this is the second value. We must get the first and second values both. For that, we say let's S out this and print. We'll copy this and paste it inside this, and we'll also log.i this, and we'll give a key as e, and we paste the values, and let's run this again. We press on input and output, and let's see this in the logcat view, tool windows, logcat, and here we provide the key e, here we'll give the key, and you can see that we have the id value Kulesh and key value pairs id Kulesh and key value Kulesh and Jenny, and key grade value 98 printed like this. So we got all our shared preferences in the both activities printed here. Now let's learn about the apply and commit in editor.apply and commit. We'll have an example, we'll have some description for these two. We can say editor.commit as well, like this. We can use only one. What we should know is that when we use apply, it's asynchronous, and when we use commit, it's synchronous, and that apply doesn't block the UI thread and updates instantly, and there's no return type as well. And commit is synchronous, blocks UI thread, doesn't update instantly, returns boolean saying updated. So these are the differences between apply and commit. I invite you to use one of them when you are doing work with shared preferences as your choice. I prefer apply because it's asynchronous. So this is it for today's video. I'll come up with another share preference video another day. Until then, bye guys.